I don't even know where to start with this book. I mean, I don't know. I'm gonna be doing a discussion of The Winner's Crime, the second in the Winner's Curse trilogy by Marie Rudkowski, and this book is so intense. I'm really gonna try to organize my thoughts properly for this video, but it's gonna be a really big struggle. So we start off, Kestrel is in the capital and she's engaged to Varix, and the Emperor is the worst human being ever created ever. So Kestrel is here in the capital and Arin is off in Haran, loathing Kestrel because he doesn't understand why Kestrel agreed to marry the Emperor's son, and he's thinking, oh, she just wants to be the Empress and wants control, blah, blah, blah. All this stuff that is very far from the truth. I think the author did an amazing job building up the anticipation of Arin and Kestrel being together again. I mean, the whole first part of the book before Arin was getting there, all I thought was, please get Arin and Kestrel in a room together. I need to hear them talk to each other. That is all that I really cared about. I was just like flipping through like, when's Arin gonna be here? When's Arin gonna be here? And I think the tension building was so well done. The week before the ball, you know, the engagement ball to announce Kestrel and Varix's engagement and make the big deal of it. And every day she's waiting for Arin to come and she doesn't see him. And then at the very last possible moment, we see Arin arriving and I am so happy he decided to come. I mean, we thought it was just going to be Tenzin representing them because he came without Arin. And I was so disappointed. I said, no, I need these people to be together. I just need them to talk to each other. Please let that happen. So Arin arrives, totally what Kestrel wanted, but she's not letting herself admit it. And then the balcony scene. Okay, I was really glad that we got this scene in the beginning of the book because honestly, that scene is what gave me hope, I think, for the rest of the book, because you see all those intense emotions between Arin and Kestrel right there. I love how Arin didn't back down. He was so upfront with his feelings, and I think what I love so much about Arin, and the theme of this book, one of the themes, is the honesty and the truth. And Arin just gives all of himself to Kestrel. He doesn't shy away from the fact that he desires her so intensely, and he pushes it out of her. And she pushes him away right when they're about to kiss, and that part was so, I was just like, Kestrel girl, you don't push Arin away. You don't do that. But of course she has her reasons. If she tells Arin, then he's gonna start the war and, you know, blah, 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 whatever. So Kestrel and Arin have their first big encounter in the book. It's steamy, it's hot, and then Arin leaves and he has her engagement mark on his lips, which I just think is so symbolic. I think it was so nicely done how he so defiantly kissed her engagement mark and then he wore it. It was basically the biggest screw you to the Emperor that I've seen, and I love that Arin just was so bold with that. The story goes on. Kestrel becomes the moth, which is wonderful, except she tells Tenzin that he's not allowed to tell Arin that she is the moth. Tenzin plants the idea that Risha is the moth. I'm just gonna jump all around. So the next part I need to talk about is when Arin and Kestrel are in the city and they're about to play Bite and Sting together, and the stakes are their normal stakes. They're going to ask a question and someone has to be honest. And at this point I'm thinking, finally, Arin is gonna learn the truth about Kestrel. It's all gonna come together perfectly. But it's at that moment that Arin learns that Kestrel planted the idea to poison the horses and he doesn't see her real reason behind it. And so he starts hating her and he leaves, and I'm just so mad. I can't deal with this book anymore. Arin goes off to the east. He is going to make an alliance with them. Meanwhile, Kestrel decides, I'm done being the moth. I can't do this anymore. I can't continue playing this game of Bite and Sting, which also I really want to mention how I love the author's use of the game Bite and Sting in the first book and in this book to be symbolic and an actual representation of the games that are being played and all the players a part of the game. I just love how it was woven through this story. I think it carried really nicely and it was really appropriate, and I love that they actually played the game Bite and Sting in this. I loved that whole aspect because this is clearly a cunning book, cunning character. Back to what I was saying before, Arin's off in the east making an alliance with the queen. They kiss, and while they're kissing, oh my goodness, I just started like screaming when this part happened. I was so freaking excited. So Arin and the queen are kissing and Arin realizes, I know why Kestrel poisoned the horses. She wasn't poisoning them to hurt the people. She poisoned them to actually save more lives. Arin goes back to the capital. And Kestrel at this point wants Arin to know that she's the moth. She wants him to know the truth about her. She is so dead set against that. And she's playing the piano and her father's on the other side of the screen when Arin shows up, and it's the actual worst part of the entire book. I was so upset at the end of this scene. I just threw my book down. I was like, I cannot read this anymore. I am too upset with it. I just need a little break. So Kestrel lies to Arin. She lies really, really hard, and he believes her. She says, you're crazy. Why would I decide to marry the Emperor's son for you? Like, who do you think you are? And she says that the reason she planted the idea to poison the horses was to save Valorians. It had nothing to do with the Harani, when really Kestrel loves the Haran. She loves the Harani people, and she thinks Valoria sucks. So it just was completely a lie that she was telling Arin, and she only said it because her father was listening, and it was so pointless because her father figures out the truth anyway, and it was all for waste because then he leaves and she writes it all down on the music paper, what the truth really is, and she gives it to Tenzin. One thing with this author, she gives us so many opportunities to be happy and always takes it away. It's just there and then it's gone, and I'm just left broken inside. Arin now extremely hates Kestrel's guts. He thinks she is the worst person. She's changing this monster, and he believes her lies. But Kestrel is so desperate at this point for Arin to know the truth. She's done playing her game. She's done keeping secrets from Arin. She just says it's time that he knows. Then her frickin' father betrays her. Isn't that so great? Because we see the relationship building with Kestrel and her father, and we think, oh, it's changing. Oh, General Trajan isn't a monster. Oh, he has a heart, and he still cares for her daughter, and he's gonna think of her as a little girl he once held. The Emperor and General Trajan, they all find out about Kestrel's secrets, and instead of killing her, they sent her to the tundra. The Emperor is going to spread this lie that Kestrel and Varix were so in love. They went to the Southern Isles to get married, and then they end up dying by some disease. So basically, they're sending off Kestrel to her death. And Arin doesn't know the truth, and she's gonna die, and nobody cares about her, and the Emperor's gonna win, and everything is so bad. And then the fact that I didn't even mention it yet, their Emperor has been poisoning the Haran this whole time. He acts like he doesn't care about the Haran, but he does, because all he cares about is having power and having land, and he can't be bested by the Harani people. So he's like secretly poisoning them, and finally, at least the Haran get the message. At least there's one good thing about this book, is that the Harani did get the message, even though Tenzin ends up dead, Kestrel's sent to her death, and basically all Harani is doomed because they're not going to be able to fight the Valorian army. One of the parts in the book that made me the most sad, and not the frustrated angry, but actually sad, was when Arin had gone off to the east and Kestrel just kept imagining Arin. She kept imagining seeing him in a room. She kept imagining approaching him. She imagined talking with him. And then she falls asleep in the grass outside and she imagines Arin next to her, and oh my word, it was so heartbreaking because it was so innocent, and everything in this book had been so dark and had been so secretive, and to have this glimpse of her and Arin just peacefully relaxing on grass under a blue sky with sun overhead, it was just such a beautiful picture, and what I want so desperately for Kestrel. That was just one aspect of more of the end of this book that really made me feel so incredibly sad for Kestrel. So those are my thoughts on The Winter's Crime. If you share any of them, I would love to talk about this book because it is definitely now one of my favorite series. I'm almost done The Winter's Kiss, and I will definitely be doing a review discussion about that because I have a lot of feelings about these books. So thank you so much for watching. I hope you have a great day and happy reading.